The 2027 Infiniti QX60 arrives with premium materials, advanced technology, and competitive pricing. But there's one critical issue Infiniti dealers won't mention during your visit, and it's going to cost you thousands. We're talking about depreciation, and the numbers are sobering. While a Lexus RX holds 60% of its value after 3 years, comparable Infiniti models retain barely 40%. That's a $20,000 difference on a $60,000 purchase. Before you sign any paperwork on this redesigned QX60, you need to understand why this gap exists and whether Infiniti has finally addressed the underlying problems that have plagued their resale values for over a decade. The 2027 QX60 presents a more aggressive face than previous generations, featuring Infiniti's evolved double-arch grille that's been stretched wider and sits lower. The LED headlight signature has been sharpened with geometric patterns that look contemporary now. But here's my concern based on 30 years of watching automotive design trends. These ultra-modern lighting elements tend to date quickly. Compare this to Lexus, which uses more conservative lamp designs that age gracefully. The front fascia incorporates larger cooling ducts, suggesting improved thermal management for the hybrid powertrain, which is genuinely practical. Chrome trim has been reduced, replaced with satin aluminum accents that should weather better over time. The hood features subtle character lines that add dimension without being overtly stylized. Infiniti has adopted the current industry trend of full-width LED taillights connected by a light bar. While visually striking, I question the long-term repair costs if one section fails. These integrated units typically require complete replacement rather than individual bulb changes. The rear bumper sits higher than the current model, improving departure angles for those who actually use their luxury SUV beyond paved roads. The dual exhaust outlets appear functional, not the fake decorative tips we see too often. One positive note is the powered liftgate opens higher than competitors, genuinely useful when you're loading cargo or dealing with grandchildren's sports equipment. My honest assessment is the exterior design is handsome but plays it safe, which might actually help residual values by avoiding polarizing elements that age poorly. Step inside, and the dashboard layout represents a significant evolution. The dual-screen configuration uses a 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster paired with a 14.5-inch central touchscreen. Here's where my experience with these systems becomes relevant. The previous generation's infotainment was laggy and counterintuitive, a major complaint from owners. Early reports suggest this new system responds faster, but I remain skeptical until we see real-world reliability data after 2 or 3 years. The physical controls for climate have been retained. Thank goodness, something I genuinely appreciate as someone who's fumbled through touchscreen menus while driving. Material quality shows improvement with genuine wood trim on higher trims and leather that feels substantial, not the thin veneer from previous years. The fit and finish appears tighter than outgoing models, addressing a common criticism. However, compared directly to a Lexus TX dashboard, you can still perceive the difference in material density and structural solidity. The seating configuration offers genuine 3-row utility with available captain's chairs in the second row. These middle seats feature meaningful legroom and the ability to slide fore and aft, practical when you're balancing adult passengers and child safety seats. I particularly notice the cushion density feels improved, important for those of us who remember when Infiniti seats were among the industry's best. The third row remains adult usable for shorter trips, though nobody over 6 feet will be comfortable back there for extended periods. Leather quality on premium trims uses semi-aniline hides that should develop a nice patina rather than the cracking we saw in earlier QX60 interiors. Heating and ventilation are standard on the first 2 rows, with heating available for the third, which demonstrates thoughtful attention to passenger comfort across all positions. The new InTouch multimedia system represents Infiniti's third attempt at getting this right, and it finally shows promise. The interface has been simplified with larger icons suitable for those of us who don't need microscopic graphics. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto come standard, eliminating the cable clutter that plagued previous versions. The available 19-speaker Bose system delivers genuinely impressive audio quality, though I question whether most buyers need that many speakers. Voice recognition has reportedly been improved, which was desperately needed because the previous system rarely understood commands correctly. My concern remains long-term software support. Infiniti's track record for updating older vehicles is inconsistent compared to Lexus, which supports their systems for much longer periods. The 2027 QX60 arrives loaded with driver assistance technology, perhaps too much for its own good. ProPilot Assist 2.0 offers hands-on lane centering and adaptive cruise control that works reasonably well in highway situations. The Around View Monitor system includes a three-dimensional view that helps with parking, genuinely useful as these vehicles grow larger. However, I've noticed the proliferation of safety warnings and alerts in modern Infiniti products borders on intrusive. The constant beeping and visual notifications can be overwhelming, and not all systems can be permanently disabled. The head-up display projects essential information clearly without being distracting. One of the better implementations I've evaluated. Wireless charging pads are positioned where phones actually stay put, a small detail that matters. The air purification system and ambient lighting create a pleasant environment, though these are features that add complexity and potential failure points as the vehicle ages. My professional opinion is Infiniti has included technology to match competitors on specification sheets, but I question whether the average buyer in this demographic will utilize 70% of these features regularly. The powertrain represents the most significant change, with Infiniti moving to a turbocharged 2.0-liter four-cylinder paired with an electric motor in a hybrid configuration. Combined output reaches around 300 horsepower, providing adequate acceleration for a vehicle weighing nearly 5,000 pounds. The continuously variable transmission has been re-engineered to reduce the rubber band effect that buyers complained about, though CVTs remain my least favorite transmission type for longevity concerns. Fuel economy projections suggest mid to upper 20s combined, competitive with hybrid rivals but not exceptional. The chassis benefits from revised suspension tuning that should provide better body control without sacrificing ride comfort. All-wheel drive comes standard, using an intelligent system that can send up to 50% of torque rearward when needed. What concerns me is the long-term reliability of this complex hybrid system. Infiniti doesn't have the decades of hybrid experience that Toyota brings to Lexus products, and that matters when you're considering ownership beyond the warranty period. Here's the uncomfortable truth about the 2027 Infiniti QX60. With expected pricing starting around $55,000 and reaching $70,000 fully loaded, it offers competitive value compared to similarly equipped Lexus or Acura models that cost $5,000 to $10,000 more. But that initial savings evaporates rapidly through depreciation. The real problem isn't the vehicle itself, which is genuinely improved and competent. The problem is Infiniti's brand perception and dealer network, which hasn't recovered from years of inconsistent product quality and poor customer service experiences. Until Infiniti demonstrates sustained reliability and dealer experience improvements over multiple model years, I cannot recommend this over a Lexus RX, even though you'll pay more upfront. Your wallet will thank you at trade-in time.